Good morning. I'm on the trail early today. It's 8:12. Hiking to some Native American ruins that are supposed to be really good. We'll see. I slept well enough last night. It was cold. It was probably in the high 20s, low 30s. Should take about half an hour to reach the ruins. And I've got a lot of little things that I want to see today. No one huge thing. So it'll be a day of travel and of seeing little things. I'm heading into Arizona today. Got my first look at the ruins over here. There's steps carved into the rock leading up into the ruins. Here's a better look at the ruin from the outside. I like these round towers. Right below the ruins down here is a big old pool of water, which I'm guessing is one of the reasons why people stayed here and lived here. I don't know if that's a spring or if it's just a collection point where water collects after rain. Here's a grinding stone. Looks like this is what's left of, I think it's called the mono, that's used to grind things. Some pottery fragments. Got some handprint pictographs. This also might be some in yellow over here, but they're not as easy to see as the red ones. And a second group, and a third group, and another group, some more of the yellow ones. There's some more weird kind of abstract and geometric shapes here too. I guess that one looks like a person. Oh, and even more handprints. I always love seeing the wood still in place on these ruins. It makes them feel, I don't know, much more organic and less just like monolithic buildings, and more like something that someone took the time to actually build. When I see the wood especially, it hits home the fact that this wasn't always here. Someone actually had to go through the trouble and pain of actually making this. I'm sure when the people were actively living here, the thought that they would ever have to leave never came to mind. I imagine they assumed that they'd be here forever, but obviously that was not the case. It's a reminder to me that your world, no matter how solid and permanent it may seem, can always come to an end or come crumbling down. Guess that's a bit depressing. Some little pieces of corn. Pretty small, just 3 or 4 inches long for the longest ones. So I'm far to the right of the main ruins now. And we've got some more grinding spots on the rock. And a big indentation here. Right above it are still more pictographs. Very small hands, I mean, like half the size of mine. Oh wow, look at this. This is a metate that's been broken, but you can see that beautiful worn out scoop there in the middle. Some large pottery pieces. Some more little baby bits of corn. Now this is interesting. So we've got the handprints, and then we've got like the negatives of handprints, and then we've got some green handprints, which I don't think I've ever seen before. We've even got some petroglyphs pecked into the rock here. Okay, back at the car. It's 9:48. Gonna get on the road. I'm going to go check out a viewpoint, a scenic viewpoint that also includes some really crazy switchbacks on a road going up a cliff face. And then I think that's the last thing in Utah that I wanted to see before I head into Arizona. So I'm headed toward this toward the edge of this mesa up ahead of me. The switchbacks, which are called the Moki Dugway, go up the side of this mesa. And then once I'm on top of the mesa, I'm going to drive out to the edge of the mesa out here to a place called Muley Point. 10% grade, 5-mile-per-hour switchbacks, that sign said. Can you believe there's a road that goes up this the side of this mesa here? And the road is about to switch to gravel. Oh geez, this poor guy is on a bike, or they're on a tandem bike. This is probably the worst road in Utah to ride a bike up. You can see the switchbacks a little bit down there. That's a great road. I'm at the top of it now. I've driven that road once before, the Moki Dugway. The first time was probably 6 or 8 years ago. That's why I wanted to do it again, because it's been so long, and because I wanted to go out to this viewpoint that I'm now driving to. All right, here we are at Muley Point. This is pretty awesome. This deep canyon down here is the San Juan River. I think Gooseneck State Park is somewhere out here. And then this is Monument Valley. There are lots of campsites out here. There's people camping over here. You can see the Sprinter up on top over there. But check out this road down here. That would be a cool road to drive. Yeah, you could camp right on the edge. I mean, I'm right on the edge here. You're definitely not going to be alone. I think this is probably a pretty popular camping spot, but it's a beautiful one. All right, so let's now drive. I think I'm going to be driving through Monument Valley, actually. I'm not going to stop in Monument Valley. I don't want to pay the $20 or $25 or whatever it is to actually drive through the park there. I've done it before and it's worth doing. For now, I'm just going to drive through, and I think my next stop, I'll keep it a surprise. I'll let you know when I get there. But I think it's about 2 hours away. Driving toward Monument Valley. This is the iconic Monument Valley view on this road here. Lots of people stopping to take pictures. Stopped here for some road construction. One time when I was crossing the Navajo reservation a few years ago, I saw this weird cloud off to the left, and I pulled over just to watch it for a little bit because it was doing weird things, and it formed a tornado. I sat and watched it for a couple of minutes, and then I thought, you know, I should probably get out of here, but that was really cool. It's the only time in my life I've seen a tornado, and I'll put some pictures of it here. $100,000 miles. Navajo National Monument Visitor Center. Okay, so I just went into the Visitor Center here at Navajo National Monument and got a map and brochure. So this isn't, you can't really do a whole lot here. There are a few little self-guided hikes that you can go on, but to get to the really impressive Native American ruins, you need to be with a tour group. I'm not going to do that today. It's a 17-mile round-trip hike to get to the ones that I want to go to, called Keet Seal. This is what Keet Seal looks like. Just a very large, expansive ruin complex. Supposed to be some of the best preserved ruins in the southwestern United States, which sounds pretty awesome to me. I'm going to do a short hike to an overlook where you can look across the canyon to see a different set of ruins called the Betatakin ruins. And it's called the Sandal Trail, 1.3 miles round trip. So it shouldn't take too long. It shouldn't take more than half an hour or so. Here's a dinosaur footprint. Pretty cool. That was a really spectacular ruin, even though I only saw it from way across the other side of the canyon. Just zooming in with my camera and looking through the binoculars that they had there, it was really impressive. I would really like to go down there sometime on one of the guided tours. So there were 3 main cliff-dwelling groups in this national monument. One of them is off limits because it's really fragile, so they don't want anyone going there. The other 2 can be visited with a guide. And it's kind of weird because this is a national monument. It's surrounded by the Navajo reservation, but the cliff dwellings were built by the ancestors of the Hopi tribe. But apparently this area has been basically Navajo controlled for the last few hundred years. It's a little bit after 2 o'clock now. I'm now going to drive further south and west to some national forest land near the Grand Canyon so that tomorrow I'll be able to quickly get to the Grand Canyon. It's an hour and 37-minute drive according to my phone here. I don't think I'm going to film much. I'm getting tired of filming for today, so I'm going to give myself a break for a couple hours until I find a good campsite. Okay, welcome to my campsite for the day. This is National Forest land. I believe this is Kaibab National Forest. There's a dirt road out here that I drove in on, and then I saw this little side road, and right at the start of the little side road was this nice campsite. There's a bunch of wood over there if I decide to have a fire tonight. The road into the Grand Canyon is this road out here. I think it's called like the East Rim Drive or something like that. It's the east entrance on the south side of the Grand Canyon. So I'm headed that way in the morning. And yeah, it feels good to not be driving anymore. There was a lot of driving today. I did stop a couple of times to stretch my legs, but I'll show you what I'm really excited about. Aww. I got myself pepperoni pizza for dinner. I love pizza. I've been craving pizza for the last 2 weeks of this trip, and so when I saw a Little Caesars sign in, what was it, in Tuba City, Arizona, still on the Navajo reservation, I instantly knew that that's what I needed to do for dinner. So I've got that, and I'm just gonna hang out for the rest of the day, relax, maybe wash my hair a little bit. Thanks for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know what your favorite part was before you leave, and then also let me know if you have any questions. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next video.